Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga Moments. I'm Janice, and this is our Yoga for Nurses series. So we are on day 3 of our 5 days off. We did the transition day. We did the first kind of work it, go deeper kind of day. And this is our second day of going deeper and bringing it all together. So I have a block. If you don't have a block, grab a book, not a textbook, not something too wide, but like a Harry Potter or the complete works of Shakespeare, something that's a little sturdier. We'll set that to the side, and then if you have a blanket or towel, you can grab that. We're going to start in a seated position, and if sitting cross-legged, you kind of feel like you're up, or it's kind of hard to find this alignment in our spine. We're going to come sit on the towel, so just bringing the towel or the blanket underneath our sit bones so that we can sit up without straining through our torso. So finding a little kindness already. We're going to close our eyes, drop into our breath here. Maybe we drop into our heart, stacking our head over our heart, heart over our pelvis. Maybe you let your hips be heavy here, let your thighs be heavy. And when you're ready, we're going to start drawing circles with our nose. So synchronizing this movement with our breath. I know it's not a huge movement, but on the inhale, coming up. On the exhale, creating length in the back of the neck, dropping our chin. And you can mix and match here. So perhaps you like the smaller circles, and maybe some of you like the bigger circles. Find what feels good, okay? So letting your elbows be a little bit heavy. And this whole guiding ourselves with our nose is just nice to bring a little presence to what we're doing. You can switch and go the other way if you haven't already. And it's nice because it won't let us hyperextend our neck. So following your breath, following your body. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center. We're going to move mindfully, so we're not just tossing our body about, but we're going to come into tabletop. So find a little movement intentionally, kindly. And when we come into tabletop, we're going to set ourselves up for success here. So index fingers towards the top of our mat, same with the crown of our head. Really pressing into all 10 fingers and that fleshy part between our thumb and our index fingers. So we're not collapsing into our wrists. We're going to turn our elbow creases up towards the front of the mat, and then we're going to find this alignment in our torso. So navel and heart are drawing in and up. Pelvic floor can lift, tailbone is reaching back. So we're really creating a lot of space underneath our torso. Like a nice tall table here. So on an inhale, again, we're going to follow our nose. If you've never cared so much about your nose in your life, I swear. Inhale, draw a line, look up, lower the belly. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you smile. Exhale around the tailbone, coming into our cow, or cat, sorry. Inhale. This is cow. Draw a line with the nose, look up. So follow your breath here. Really get intimate with your breath. Get to know yourself. One more breath on each side. So inhale. See if you can press into the tops of your feet. Exhale, round through. Draw the navel in, and then we'll come back to center. I'm going to curl my toes, walk my hands up. Again, tend to your wrists if you need. So maybe you do circles. If you haven't done this for very long, you will absolutely get stronger. So it's just a practice, it's just a journey. I'm here, I've got your back. We're going to come back into tabletop and then inhale, lift up from our tailbone. So our hips come up and back. Pedal it out here in down dog. Really setting ourselves up here. So pressing into all 10 fingers, elbow creases in and up. And then creating a little space between our ears and our shoulders, hugging the lower ribs in. Should feel a nice long spine here. And then we're going to turn our inner thighs in and towards the wall behind us. So a little bit of stretch. See if you can find stillness. See if you can find your breath. So if you're holding your breath, just come out a little bit. Lift your heels if that helps. Maybe you bend your knees. When you're ready, we're going to bring our toes in towards the midline. Inhale, drop the left heel. Inhale, reach up with the right one. Drawing a line coming into three-legged dog. So toes point down here. It doesn't matter if you're here, here, or here, wherever you are. We're going to exhale, step it all the way up and through. So draw your knee all the way up. Plant your right foot. We're going to inhale. Squeeze our thighs together. Give us that stability. Come all the way up. So coming into a crescent lunge here. If you have to shorten your stance, go for it. If you're a little wobbly, squeeze those thighs together. Give yourself that support. Another option is you can always lower your back leg. Inhale and come up to here. So you can also put your hands on your hips. Wherever you are, find that squeezing it to the midline, okay? Give yourself that stability. If you're up on both feet, reach your back heel towards the ground. You can bring your hands to your hips. And bend your back knee so that your tailbone can be heavy. We can find this alignment in and up. We're going to inhale wherever you are. Reach up, draw your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, drop the elbows. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, drop the elbows. One more time. Inhale up, squeeze the thighs together, press into all four corners of your front foot. Exhale, drop the elbows. We're going to inhale, reach it up. I'm going to pivot on my back foot, coming into a warrior two. So arms are going to come out nice and wide. I know I'm not facing you, but I know you can hear me, so check your foundation. First thing, feet are in alignment with each other. So my front heel and my back heel are in alignment. They're on the same line, same track. Right knee is over top of my right ankle. Then I stack my shoulders over top of my hips and reach out looking over my right middle finger. Press into all four corners of both feet. See if you can lift your toes. Let your tailbone be heavy here. Find that alignment. We're going to inhale, flip the hand in front so right hand comes up. We're going to reach forward so far that we actually pivot up, coming back. So peaceful warrior here. Nice stretch in the right side body. Exhale, we're going to bring our right elbow to our right knee. With your left hand, bring it down to your right hand. Stretch it across all the way up. So really creating this open spiral in the chest. We're going to exhale, drop our left hand all the way down, pivot on our back foot, plant our hands, step it back. So we're going to take a flow. Again, your choice. You can exhale, lower all the way to cobra. Inhale, lifting up to cobra, sorry. Or you can exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga to up dog. Your choice. And I encourage you, pick the one that feels good. We'll meet in downward dog. So don't pick the one that you feel you have to do, whether it's ego or maybe it's a belief that you can't do one. So pick the one that feels good. In downward dog, we're going to inhale, bring our toes together. Nice long exhale. From here, we're going to drop our right heel. Inhale, slide the left foot up the back wall. I work in healthcare and I still confuse left and right. It's terrible. Let me know in the comments if you do that as well, so I know I'm not alone. From here, we're going to exhale, draw the knee in all the way up to our belly and step it up. Again, if you want to, you can lower your back leg. No worries. Otherwise, you're up on your back foot. Squeeze your thighs towards the midline. If you have to shorten your stance, go for it. Inhale, we're going to lift up. So front body lifting all the way up. Bend your back knee. If you're standing, you can bring your hands to your hips if you need to adjust. And then let your tailbone be heavy here. So finding this alignment within. We're going to reach up. Draw our shoulders away from our ears. You're doing wonderful. You're So good. Exhale, we're gonna drop the elbows, open the chest, look up. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Exhale, lower the elbows. Squeeze those thighs together, press into all four corners of your left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. This time I'm going to inhale, reach up, exhale, pivot on my back foot, coming into warrior two. Beautiful. If you need to make adjustments here, go for it. Turn your right toe, or your right toes. I got it right. Turn your right toes in. Arms are going to come out. If you look down, you should be able to see your left big toe over top of your left knee. Stack your shoulders over your hips here. Let your tailbone be heavy. Take a breath. Find your grounded moment right here. Nice and strong. We're going to inhale, flip the left hand, reach it forward all the way up and back. So right hand. Every time. Right hand can come down the back, reach up with all four sides of your torso here. So nice opening in the hip. Feet are in the same line. Exhale, we're going to bring our left elbow to our left knee. With our right hand, we're going to clap with our hands and then draw our right hand all the way up here. So see if you can lift up from all four sides of the torso, not collapsing into your left elbow, but lifting here. Look up. Press into all four corners of both feet. Squeeze your sit bones together. Beautiful. Exhale. Whew. Drop your right hand. Swing it all the way around. Plant the hands. Step the left foot back. Exhale. Chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Wherever you are, we will meet in downward dog. And then one more time, a little bit of core. We're going to draw our navel in and up like we're going over top of a beach ball here. We're going to very slowly, see if you can articulate this, moving from your center. Continue your breath. Coming into plank. So breathe here. Lift your heart up between your shoulder blades. Find something new. Reach your heels back towards the wall. Creating a nice line from your crown to your tailbone, and then your tailbone to your heels. So getting really engaged in the core. One more breath. You're almost there. You guys got this. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. All right. So take a second here. You might wiggle your hips. You might bring your arms up. From here, we're going to reach our hands up. Give a nice stretch. Maybe you walk your hands up. When you're ready, we're going to plug both of our shoulders into our shoulder blades, into the socket. We're going to inhale, reach up like I'm shaking my hand with the right hand. Exhale, we're going to lower down. Inhale with the left side. Reach up like you're shaking someone's hand. Exhale, lower down. Take a peek at the video if you need. I'm here, I gotcha. So inhale with the right. Lower down. Inhale with the left, lift up. Exhale, lower down. So, hopefully you've kind of got that. We are going to integrate the feet with this, so opposite sides. So from here, gaze is down. I'm keeping my gaze down to keep my neck protected nice and long. Inhale, I'm going to lift the right arm and the left leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach the right leg back, lift up. The left hand reaches forward, keep your shoulder plugged in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, take it to the right hand, left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, other side. So follow your breath here. And I encourage you, try and slow it down. So it's not about how high we come up. It's about how mindfully we're moving. We're going to do one more on each side. See if you can fill your belly with breath when you come up here. Exhale to the ground. From here, we're going to lift all four sides. So this might be a little challenging. Don't worry if it is. We're right here. We're going to grow this practice. We're going to inhale, lift up both arms, both legs. See if you can hold here. Keep breathing, but swing your arms back. So it takes a little bit of pressure out. So with each breath, whew, swim it back. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, swim it back. Inhale forward and get a little crazy. Shake it out. Exhale, we're gonna come back to the ground. Beautiful. Hopefully you guys had some fun. It's kind of nice that as much as we're working our back in that one, a little movement just helps ease it. Ease that focus. Take a little pressure out of our back. From here, I'm going to bring my arms out into a nice big T. Spread your wings here. And I'm going to turn my head to the right just because I want to be able to kind of show you guys this. From here, I'm going to inhale. I'm going to turn. Now, if you have a shoulder injury, be very, very gentle. Maybe you only come up like this. But we're going to open a stretch across the front of our shoulder. So you can go as far as you're comfortable. If it pinches or feels tight, come back a little bit. Just breathe. There's no point in forcing this. So my left arm is straight out behind me. My palm is down. You can bring your right foot to give you a little support in front, or depending on how far you've turned, behind. So even if I move my right foot, I start to feel a pinch in my shoulders, or my right knee, sorry. So I move it back a little bit. You should be able to breathe into it, and it should feel good. A lot of times I work with people who are competitive, and they're like, I gotta go deeper and stronger, and you don't have to. Move kindly, and you're gonna get way more bang for your buck, I promise. Also, you're going to feel so good. It's totally worth it. So we're going to come back, take it to the other side. So right hand comes out, straight out from your shoulder. And then we're going to inhale, roll over to our right side. So use your left hand, use your left foot to kind of give you some support. Get in touch with your shoulder here. If it feels tight, pinching, sharp, come back. Take a couple of deep breaths, and I bet you feel your body kind of relax into it. Deepen your breath here. See if you can lengthen your inhale on this last one. And then lengthen the exhale. We'll come back to center. So, I know I said this before, but I'm an RT, and I'm completely biased towards the breath because it's so, so important. So, it'll give you away. First time. I'm going to move over to one side of my mat, your choice, and then we're just going to roll over onto our backs. So, I'm just going to move my mic a little. This is where you want to grab your block. If you don't have one, you can even roll up your towel or your book. Don't roll the book, but you know what I mean. From here, we're going to come onto our backs, and we're just going to open up the front of our hips. So we opened up the front of our chest a little bit with our back exercises, and now we're going to take it a little lower, a little deeper. So I'm going to walk my feet up underneath my knees. And I'm going to inhale, press into my feet. So set yourself up here. Press into all four corners of your feet. Draw up from the arches and pretend you're squeezing a block between your thighs. So your legs aren't going to flail out, but we're going to press in just enough so that we can get the block in under our sacrum. So your coccyx should be right off the edge of the block. Get a little familiar with yourself. So your tailbone's off the edge of the block. When I'm comfortable, I'm going to exhale, extend the right leg. Take a breath, let your body adjust to this. I'm going to exhale on my next one, extend the left leg. So I'm creating a nice open stretch across my hip flexors. I'm going to snuggle my shoulder blades underneath my back because that's what feels good to me. If you feel like you want a little more openness, go for it. You can walk your shoulder blades out a little. And this is our restorative pose for today. So find your breath. If you are really fit and really active and you do a lot of work in the hips, you can always turn your block if you have a block. Be careful if it's a book. If it's a blanket, just roll it really tight. Breathe here. And again, see if you can find places to soften. If your thoughts start to wander, come back, see if you can focus on your breathing. Focus on what's going on in your hips. And you might ask yourself, what is speaking the loudest? So is it external things? Is it something going on within? And after you've acknowledged that, I mean, maybe it is your hips right now. And if it is, you can always just use a very small towel to get a little opening. Sometimes the block is a bit much for people. But after you've acknowledged what's speaking loudest, what's speaking the second loudest? And maybe the third. And if you're like, Janice, honestly not here for this, then just ignore it, don't worry. If it doesn't resonate, let it pass. But maybe something, if it resonates with you, consider just listening. Take the biggest, sweetest breath you have taken all day here. Maybe you tuck your chin a little bit, create a little length in the back of your neck. One more big sweet breath. I'm going to draw my right foot up so it's under my knee, my left foot up as well so it's under my knee. I'm going to pretend I'm squeezing very gently a block between my thighs, and I'm going to press into both feet just high enough that I can move the block out. I'm going to lower down and just take a couple of breaths. So anytime we do things with our spine, bend, flex, extend, especially in the lower part of our spine that doesn't always see a ton of motion, it's nice to give your spine a second to just neutralize. And when you're ready, you can extend the right foot and the left. I'm going to open my palms up to the sky. Maybe for you, you bring them to your chest or your belly, or you can even give yourself a hug if that feels good to you. And we're just going to close our eyes in Shavasana. Let everything soften here. So feel the earth rising up, meeting you, supporting you. And use this as a great time to let go, find some stillness. I encourage you to stay here for as long as you'd like. Relax your eyes and jaw and every muscle and bone, right down to your toes. I'm going to bring up my hands up to my third eye or your heart if you feel comfortable with that, wherever you are. I thank you so much for sharing this time with me and so much for sharing it with you, because that's just so important. If you feel like sharing, subscribing, donating, please go ahead and do so. And from my heart to yours, namaste.